Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I Man here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, and Roby, and today we're going to be talking about Polygon and its latest migration updates.
Migration to zkEVM, dude.
zkEVM.
So, like we already said, went to East Denver about a month ago. Actually, maybe like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
And the Layer 2 race was on fire, dude. Like, it was on max display.
Yeah.
Clearly, that is the main objective of this year. So roll out as many Layer 2, I guess, components or whatever, facilitators, actual sequencers to the Ethereum network. So last week we had ZK Sync. This week we got Polygon. And I think it was a couple of days ago whenever they actually launched.
Yeah, so let's talk about a few of the updates here. So Argon. The new Argon app is now live on Polygon. When you build a DAO, it's going to be on Polygon. You're going to have lower costs, faster transactions, and EVM compatibility.
Yeah, we kind of like predicted this was going to happen whenever, I guess, Immutable X rolled out with their partnership announcement with Polygon. It's like, there's no way that's going to be it, right? You know, Polygon.
Yeah.
They're the masters of marketing.
Yeah. Masters
of partnership, acquisition, all this stuff. I mean, they already got Meta. They got Starbucks. And others. Like, come on, man. Like, these guys know how to onboard, right?
Yeah. So, and then another big one, Utes, which is an NFT project on Solana, is migrating to Polygon.
It's the biggest NFT project on Solana.
Yeah.
So at first I wasn't truly too 100% sure, like, what they meant by migration. Like, is there a way to, like, port to a new chain and still exist on the original chain?
No. Well, that's the idea, that you wouldn't be able to do that.
Exactly. So it was like, it just seemed a little, I don't know, like too sad for Solana, dude. They lost their main fucking project to
their Bored
Polygon.
Apes. Bored Apes project is now on Polygon. So it says here, Utes has completed over 75% of its migration in just over 24 hours. That's crazy. 75% of holders who hold these NFTs are paying attention to where they're like migrating. There has to be some sort of incentive, right?
Is there?
I don't know. There could be.
I think there is, actually. I think there's like a lottery or raffle off to get like one of the ordinal NFTs, something like that. Because they're also deployed, one of the first projects to, I guess, not necessarily migrate, but to mint like a copycat project of their own stuff on Bitcoin ordinal network. And so this Utes, the community, the organizers, the founder behind this project, they're very active. They're out there moving around, rustling some feathers. You know what I mean? So, and you're right. They have a community that's obviously very active.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
At least 37 million worth of Utes have migrated to Polygon.
So to me, this is just more and more indication, man. Polygon is, because we were a little worried at first because ZK Sync launched. It's only been a week, but they had like a week. Head start ahead of Polygon. I was like, oh man, Polygon might be losing here.
Yeah.
They might lose some ground. The competition might be too fierce.
Yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe Polygon will figure out a way to just kind of like.
There's a chance there might be more use cases where Polygon like satisfies those use cases a lot better than anything else.
I just think they already have like a pretty dominant network effect, right?
Yeah, that's true.
They were one of the earliest in the Layer 2 space to prove, that it was even possible for Ethereum.
Yeah. So I think it was the Utes that was on Bitcoin Network ordinals. I think that was the prize. So if you ported your NFT, there was a chance that you would win this Bitcoin ordinal. And so if you're number 9776, you actually won this BTCD God.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So another one, Aavegotchi, man. We haven't talked about them in a long time. This is a little more interesting, like what Aavegotchi has planned. Because it's not just like Aavegotchi's already been building on Polygon, but they're leveraging something called the Polygon Supernet, which when you start to dive deeper into what this is and scroll down a little bit and look at this graphic.
Oh, yeah.
We've shown something very similar on this channel before,
That's
like
right.
a year ago, maybe even longer than that, of like what an ecosystem that's kind of like architected in this way.
Dude, we got to do this for MetaZone. Like, use the exact same sort of like architecture of style, because that's what we're doing too.
Yeah, well, it's because there's a reason why. Like, whenever nature kind of finds its most efficient course over like no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, and even when it comes to like computer systems, they tend to follow the same archetypical pathways that biology does, right?
Yeah.
So there's a reason why all these networks end up looking like a cell.
Yeah.
Right? They have the inner workings of like how cells operate, and because that's just the most efficient way, I guess, to transfer energy or something, right?
Yeah.
At least in biology. In this case, it's the most efficient way to, I guess, transfer and transmit information and bits and all these computer things, right? So, in other words, this looks a lot like Polkadot,
Yeah.
right? Well, that's what we said when we saw Polkadot's little ecosystem map.
Yeah, it looked like a cell.
Yeah, the main difference between the two, though, is the permissions to the Supernet.
Yeah. So it says here, this partnership between Aavegotchi and Polygon Supernet will create a blockchain optimized for gaming with faster transaction times, lower gas fees, and superior scalability.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a huge deal. So they're leveraging this. So Supernets, this is like something new for Polygon, right?
Well, yeah, this is, again, it's a closed-off ecosystem. Only Polygon gets to dictate who gets to leverage or deploy smart contracts on it. But it's essentially, it's an app chain. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as zkSync's proposed Layer 3 ecosystem. Cosmos has already been doing this for a long time. Polkadot does this, but again, with the parachain system where like the community is actually responsible for onboarding who gets to roll out their own app chain.
Yeah.
So Polygon, I mean, let's just call it like it is. This is not an innovation in any way.
Yeah.
Like this has been done. This has been but this is becoming the standard model, I guess, for ecosystem development.
Yeah, but I mean, you could argue that this is like the architect of like life, right?
Well, I do argue that, dude.
Right, but what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is Polkadot hasn't really innovated here either, other than like building an infrastructure where they could connect all these chains, right? So the design isn't an innovation; it's the application of it.
Well, I mean, the innovation is that they I guess rolled out a layer 1 with all this architecture and design considered with it.
Yeah.
Instead of having to, I guess. But of course, they had the advantage of Gavin Wood being part of the Ethereum's like come up. I think early on he identified a lot of the like limitations of what Ethereum was and what it would end up being. So instead of waiting around for a whole layer 2 ecosystem to emerge, which we're in that phase right now, like how about we roll out a layer 1 with all of this already built in,
right? And
with all the governance, like mechanics built in place to allow the community to facilitate this.
Yeah.
So we haven't really revisited Polkadot and seen if it's working out or not.
Yeah.
But
you said that you found a developer sort of activity, right, chart there where they had a bunch of activity from the developers in that ecosystem.
Yeah, it seems to be doing something. There's something happening for sure. But I don't think, to be honest, I think it's going to be nothing compared to what's going on in Ethereum's layer 2, to be honest. Just because of the network effect is too goddamn strong. And already there's too much support from the layer 2 community. Like we got zkSync, Polygon's live now. We got Scroll coming up. We got Optimism out there, Arbitrum out there. There's just so much,
Yeah.
So as cool as this is for Polygon, like we just said, there's a lot of competition in the air. So we'll see.
Yeah.
See the future if they keep onboarding more projects or not.
Polygon has really good marketing though. Like
they do.
They're one of the best, if not the best.
Yeah, they have something. They have like that magic to them, where like they're able to pull off like the improbable, right? Like these big partnerships. Like we were on a live Twitter call, like a week ago or like a few days ago when they launched their mainnet.
Yeah,
and like they released some alpha about like there's just some government workings in the books. Like some government is going to leverage or utilize Polygon in the future.
Yeah, could be a CBDC on Polygon.
Could be the United States is like knocking on their doors like, hey man, I heard you guys got a good network over here. We have some plans to roll out our own digital stable coin.
Yeah, it could be an undercover attack, dude.
It could be, but nonetheless, like Polygon, they have that magic, dude.
Yeah, speaking of magic, that magic is probably money, dude. D-Labs will be receiving $3 million in grants from Polygon to facilitate the migration.
Yeah, that got me thinking too. Does it really cost that much to migrate some?
Absolutely not.
No, right?
No, I mean, you'd have to develop a smart contract on Solana that locks up those NFTs, and then that smart contract has to communicate with Polygon's network to release NFTs. And so, yeah, I mean, some effort had to be put in there.
But not $3 million.
No, definitely not.
So the grant was, it looks more like almost like an acquisition, right? It's just like, here's some money, get your ass over here.
Yeah.
And let's like spin up this nice marketing narrative of how you're doing it just for like, scalability and stuff like that, which is,
Yeah.
Solana is supposed to be very favorable, scalable environment in the first place, as a layer one. But nonetheless, this is another indication. It's like NFT projects, top tier NFT projects, they're going to go where liquidity is.
That's right.
That's where the money is. That's where people are going to start trading your stuff.
Yeah.
Therefore, you get to collect on your royalties, right? So if a top tier NFT project is leaving Solana for Polygon.
Yeah. This is very important to pay attention to, because Solana, they're going to be like, we're the best chain. All these projects are going to be like, we're the best chain, but you got to pay attention to what is actually happening.
Yeah. Where are the developers going?
Yeah. Where are the developers going? What are the projects doing, right? It looks like they're transitioning or they're migrating to Polygon.
Yeah.
Right. And
we don't know like what back end deals are happening. I mean, this one's a little more public, like a grant, $3 million grant. I don't know exactly how involved the Polygon DAO was in this process to distributing this money, if at all.
Yeah.
Or this is literally just Polygon just, handing out grants through their own,
Yeah, and there's ways to encourage the users to transition over. D-Labs will be waiving the network fees and offering existing holders a chance to win an Ordinals-based DGOT NFT. And holders will also receive $5 USDC per Ute listed on NFT marketplace Magic Eden, and will be able to stake for free. That's interesting. So there's a lot of incentives to contribute to this this transition and then start participating in the ecosystem.
Yeah, and you said something too off cam, because over there, you click on the Vitalik article.
This one
on the very far right.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah, Vitalik, he pretty much stamped his name on Polygon at this point. There's, like we said, there's so many different options as far as the zkEVM, but this is the one where he actually wanted to, contribute to the very first transaction.
Yeah, so it says Buterin repeatedly set the Ethereum network transaction gas limit to 69,042, potentially referencing 69 and 420 memes.
Yeah,
and
total edgelord, dude.
Yeah. And then just like that, Vitalik Buterin has completed the first transaction on the newly deployed Polygon zkEVM.
Well, he said something else too. Scroll back up. It says something about some millions of constraints for man, unconstrained scalability for mankind. Very much like what does that sound like? Neil Armstrong?
Neil Armstrong, yeah.
One step for something like that.
One small step for man and one giant leap for mankind.
Yeah. So big deal. Big statement coming from the man himself.
Yeah.
So
Sandeep.
Basically, I regard this as Vitalik has chosen Polygon as the favored layer 2 within the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Because, for one, Polygon's been around, so they have a lot more trust to them. And
if anyone's going to do due diligence, it's going to be Vitalik.
I don't know. These days, dude, he's probably like chilling.
Yeah.
I think he's just trusting that they're doing a good job. But we're all going to see. We're all going to find out very soon.
Yeah.
Now that the mainnet's live, and we're starting to see pretty significant onboarding from the developer community. So let's talk about price now. What do you think?
All right, so Polygon's at $10 billion market cap.
Right.
It literally ranked 10, top 10.
So it's already a beast.
It's already a beast.
So how much more beastly can it get? So we've already identified.
Well, if a government is going to be, using Polygon, I mean, it can get even more beastly than $10 billion.
Correct. So these whole layer 2 appendages to Ethereum, they're going to become the main transaction processing layer.
Yeah.
To Web3.
Yeah.
That is the purpose behind them. So you can imagine the whole world can be transacting on Polygon.
Yeah.
The way everybody assumed that would be happening on Ethereum. Of course, that's all being bundled up and eventually rolled to Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I could see a future where Polygon has the same value, or any of these layer 2s, but we're talking about Polygon now.
Yeah.
They seem to be in the lead. Has the same value proposition as an Ethereum, because Ethereum really is processing the majority of the transactions happening on, in the smart contract ecosystem.
Yeah. Are we talking about Polygon competing with like the market caps of Ethereum? Is that what we're saying,
I
man?
don't know about competing. Just I think there's a value proposition to it, considering that layer 2 is going to be the new transaction processing.
Yeah, I feel like if any app is going to exist on chain, it's likely not to exist on Ethereum, right?
Well, it can't. It literally can't. That's the whole purpose of layer 2. Right. Yeah. So what does that do? Obviously, to Ethereum, if layer 2 works out and it attracts and kind of like siphons away any usage from all the competing layer 1s.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ethereum is going to increase in value.
Yeah, because what we're saying is that there are going to be some apps on Ethereum, right? Like maybe your house feed is on Ethereum, right? Or
something that
like huge,
something you don't mind overspending for, but to have the absolute finality and like certainty of security that does exist on Ethereum, because a lot of this layer 2 stuff is unproven. We don't know if there's like vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trust apparently involved with the sequencing process. You know, it's a very centralized process. So why not? Yeah, you got to spend for that security, put it all on layer 1. But I think the majority of the things that are going to happen on Web3 will be on layer 2.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I think that's a tremendously potential value for Polygon and all these other entrants into the layer 2 space.
So if the majority of action is on second layer, like on Polygon, it is reasonable to assume for it to be on top 5, right? So a 4x at minimum here.
Yeah, if Polygon wins out. So there's going to be some more entrants. So the war is heating up for sure. Everybody's kind of like putting out their chariots.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, getting the missiles ready. But we had the war isn't hot yet. Yeah. You know, everybody's still kind of like in an announcement phase.
But some missiles have been fired, right? We're seeing Utes transition.
Well, yeah. But that's more like we're seeing some layer 1s already kind of falling as a result of the strengthening of Ethereum's layer 2.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen like a real definitive like pulling ahead from anyone in the layer 2 ecosystem from itself yet. Like, everyone still needs time to onboard developers to see what they could do.
Yeah.
Who attracts the most DeFi activity, you know? Where are the developers going to go? Where are the users going to go?
There's definitely a leader here where all the liquidity is. That's where the developers are going to be at, right? So there's a leader here.
Polygon.
Yeah.
Well, for sure. I mean, the market cap reflects.
Right.
But we're just arguing how much further can it go from here.
That's all. Right.
To see like how much more upside potential is there, or are its competitors like well equipped enough, or maybe what we've seen from Polygon from a marketing perspective we'll regard as amateur once, like, I don't know, zkSync proves himself, or maybe
good point.
Some other team be even better marketing. You know, they can onboard fucking Google.
Yeah.
Unlikely, but you never know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So how further could it go? That's really the question here. But right now, Polygon's in the lead. We got zkEVM. What's Starknet? That's another one.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to be looking into these a little bit more deeper, right? Right. Mm-hmm. That's part of our I guess the next 6 months what we're going to be focused on, because I think that's where all the action is going to be. Well,
yeah, it's the infrastructure period is where we're at. Yeah. Right. So, like we're saying, Polygon super valuable, super already ingrained into the Web3 space, but it's what's going to be built on top of Polygon that's going to have like the tremendous upside potential. So yeah, that's what you want to look into. Same with zkSync, same with Scroll, same with Optimism, Arbitrum.
Yeah.
Who's building, and how is that layer 2 environment as far as like a liquidity pool?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of dApps are going to be, I guess, powered up as a result? And then that's where the real value comes from.
Yeah. All right, well, that's our video for today. We talked about Polygon, zkEVM, Utes. We talked about Aavegotchi. Let us know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner, at MetaZone.io, and at Rovi AI, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.